What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah, and today we're going to go back into the land of Deth to play the Assault the Villa scenario. Before we go take a look at that, though, huge thank you and shout out to Brian, our newest friend, to come join us over at Patreon and in our Discord. If you'd like to be a part of that or pick up some cool merch, check out the links in the description. If you don't want to do that, that's cool. That's fine. I'm glad you clicked on the thumbnail. Maybe consider smashing the buttons. And let's go take a look at the board and the scenario for this game of Death Wizards. Welcome back, friends, to the land of Deth. We are here to assault the noble's villa, which is, of course, is very, very nice and very, very well kept, while everything around it went to piss. The goal is to eliminate the noble's soldiers. I remembered to roll for special terrain this game. So I've got all these things marked. I don't remember what the actual names are because I actually set this board up a couple of days ago. And I know that I wrote initials for it, but I wrote what to do when you're in it and what happens if a bad thing happens. These are, I don't even know what these little plastic things are from, but they work really well. They're small, right on them with a wet erase marker, and yeah, you can keep up with things. I don't love having a lot of counters and stuff on the board, but it's the only way I'm going to remember, short of like drawing a map and writing it in, and that seems like more work, but it would look better, so maybe it's worth it. As always in a story mission, I will have the first activation. So we're going to do the 2 vampires spawn, and I'm going to remember to activate my necromancer, because that's a pretty big deal, so I've heard. Moving the spawn thusly, thus opening up a lane of fire to Gabrielle, the first warrior. Looking to beat their resist of 5. Which I do 2 times. 3 would have been better, but 2 is damage. 1d10 damage. 3. Wizard will activate first, followed by one of the warriors. When we activate the bad guys, or maybe I guess the good guys, we roll a d10 and consult the chart on the back of their card or on their page in the book. A 5 is fiery bolts. So he's going to have to move his 6. He can still only get the 1 in the line of sight, but for that forest, when we move into it, we got to roll a d6. And on a 5-up, we move fully within it. It is a phase circle. And on that 6, they will spend any action they have remaining to move further into the forest to get and to end wholly within it. So that's pretty fortunate for me. The warrior just has to double move up because no one was within an inch and a single movement did not bring him within an inch. I'm going to use... I'm going to move my skeleton and move my zombie and move one of the whites. And then move a little bit further downfield with the necromancer. Both Bukayo and David move to the vampire spawn, who is the closest model. David ends in the forest, which is inhabited by a great beast, so on a 10, he's removed. No such luck. My last white will move, and my necromancer will throw a necromantic bolt at Bukayo, the closest warrior. 5-ups. We get 2, so a d10 worth of damage. 1. Martin, our last warrior, moves up, and our rogue moves up 6. He's unaffected by any of the terrain effects, so unfortunately, no way for him to get caught up there. And he will come at the vampire spawn, because I don't think he can really see the archer. All right. He's got a lot of dice. Miss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. We go to turn 2, where I need to use this guy pretty soon, but I'm going to use my necromancer first for dark flame weapons, which will give everybody +1 offense and +1 damage on a crit till the end of the turn. It'll hit everybody because they're all within 6. In addition to the 3 necromantic energy you get back at the beginning of the turn, I'm also popping my crystal caverns, taking me back up to my total of 14, and then I'll drop down to 9 because dark flame on everybody costs 5. I'm then going to move the zombie in because I get a bonus for having multiple people in the combat. I'm going to have the archer take a shot at Gabby, the middle warrior right there. Defense 5. 7, 5, 2 damage. Vampire Spawn will swing into Gabby as well. Offense 7. In the tray. Alright, so I'm going to take 1 from their riposte. I'm going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the heroes, start with the wizard. So wizard gets fiery bolts. So he will attack the nearest 3 that he can see, which are going to be, looks like Vampire Spawn, Archer, and Zombie. Against defense 4. So 3 damage, that will finish off the Vampire Spawn. It's the Zombie, who is defense 3. 3 damage against the Archer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. 4 because the skeletons reduce damage by 1. And then one of our warriors will go, we'll go with Gabby because he went first last time. He gets a 5, which is a strike. It's not within an inch, so he is going to have to move and then swing. Necromancer is going to send a bolt at Bakayo. 1 success. So D10. 3. Ugh. Next 2 warriors will go. Bakayo will 7, which is Whirlwind. But that's only going to hit the zombie. So that's good. Next offense on defense 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I get super lucky here. And David ends up getting eaten by the beast of the wood. So, deuces. It brings it back to me. And Spawn are going to move in on the group of warriors. Move towards these ruins. And on a 5-up, we'll summon a shade. Really use this. Absolutely Martin will move and Whirlwind. That will result in 2 damage on the Vampire Spawn and 2 damage on the Archer because he reduces by 1. Necromancer's going to move just a little bit in the shade again. Absolutely not. I totally forgot to activate the Rogue. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then my white will move up. I don't think it's really going to affect it. Slice and dice, moving to the closest and then making 2 offense attacks at offense plus 1. Needs to do 1 damage here. He does 1 damage. My turn on turn 3. Get that Dark Flame weapon and hope for the best. First white will swing at Bakayo. I take 1 from the riposte. Then 1, 2, 3. Their crit does an extra 2 damage instead of an extra 1 damage. So that's 1, 2, 5, and then another 1 for the Dark Flame weapons. So 6 damage total. And then my second rogue, or white, will swing at Martin. Nowhere near as good of a roll. Also going to take 1 from the riposte, and then 4 damage. Wizard says he casts Fireball. Closest is going that he can see is probably going to be the Vampire Spawn. So let's see what he does. Their resist as opposed to their defense. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the Vampire Spawn, and then 2 to everybody within 3 inches. Martin will double strike. We'll do an even or odd to see who he attacks. Even will be the Vampire Spawn. Even is the Vampire Spawn. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should kill. Absolutely kill him. And then it's back to me. So we got Necromancer, who's gonna try to move a little bit and summon the shade. Absolutely not. We'll double strike the white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swing. Another 3. And then Gabby, the other warrior, will strike. 1, 2, 3 is enough to finish him. Me, we'll try the shade again. We're in it this far. Why not? We do get a shade. I assume the shadow should be able to go, so he'll swing at the rogue. That's not too bad. And 6 on him. And the rogue gets to go last. On an even, he'll swing at the white. Odd, he will swing at the shadow. Take cover and just run away back into the fairy forest. And at that point, I think we're just going to call this one a wrap. I'm gonna roll a death roll for the just everybody, and we'll see if this is a campaign ender. So we lose one of the vampire spawns, and the zombie ends up getting upgraded. Raise a shade. We do not. And XP is easy because we get none. I think I'm playing this wrong. I don't know. I thought the Dread Horde Master was going to be a lot of fun. It's not. But that's okay. I may try something else. We're going to keep going. Hopefully it gets better. But at this point, I think that with only being able to raise one thing per battle, I think I'm just too far behind to be able to catch up. So we might play one more. I might make a new one and see how that goes. May just take a break for a little bit. I'll sort that out later. That's beside the point. Thanks so much for tuning in, hanging out while we played some Death Wizards. Just getting raffle stomped. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.